Hi everyone, welcome again to my YouTube channel Fitness Tech Community. In the last lecture, I have given you some some illustration of arrays, some practical implication of arrays, and where I have shown you how arrays are actually how the concept of arrays are actually work in C programming language. Okay, so in this lecture, continuing that part, I will just want to give you some authentic definition of arrays and how arrays work in C. Okay, so coding. Okay, so without wasting any time, let's begin. So first of all, let me show you through coding example why we actually need arrays. Okay, and after that I will into my PowerPoint slide where I will show you the theoretical part of the code which I will show here. Okay, so Control N, Control Shift N for new file, and Control S for save it. I am saving it my document itself. So let me name it as arrays example. So let me just write include the header file first. So after writing this, let me now suppose you want to calculate average marks of a student in 5 subjects. Let me take now suitable example here. Okay, so or you can average salary of 5 employees. You can imagine any way you want. Okay, so I'm just giving you example how suppose you want to calculate the average marks of all the subjects of a student. So how we gonna do that? So let me done it. So we have to define 5 variable for 5 subjects. Suppose S1 is our first subject, S2 is our second subject, S3 is our third subject, S4 is our fourth subject, and S5 is our fifth subject. So we will just enter the value, all the value of all the value of all the marks of those subjects. Suppose he scored 80 in S1, in S2 he scored 90, in S3 he scored 75, is pretty topper student. S4 he scored and 95. Okay, so S5 is scored 85. Okay, suppose I do this, or this is a stat of this is a stat of a topper student. So we have scored. Now to calculate average, you have to firstly find the sum of those those subjects. So let me define as sum as one variable also, and initialize with the sum to 0. So now we calculate the sum equal to, how we're going to calculate the sum? We're going to add all the subject marks, S1 plus S2, S2 plus S3 plus S4 plus S5. Okay, so now calculating average, we have to also take some one variable average. Suppose we take it at AVG, and AVG equal to, you all know the formula of average, which is equal to sum divided by number of output. Here it is 5, number of observation. Okay, so how you gonna do it? We just print dot average here. Okay, so it will give the average marks into percentile D, and just print the average here. Okay, hope it is very easy program, you all have done it. So now let me just save and run it, and it will automatically just give us the average. Okay, let me see it. So you can say average marks is given here 85. Okay, so in this way it is average of 5 student calculated. So suppose now we have 5 students and each of them have 5 subjects. So it's gonna 5 into 5, 25. We have to declare 25 variable here. And also suppose they have, instead of 5 subjects, they have 10 subject. Now for a student 10 subject, so we have to declare 10 variable here. We have to initialize all the variable. So it's gonna be tedious. You can see here it is not writable code. So could we find a better way of it? So yes, we could use the aid of arrays. Okay, arrays, we combine those 5 objects into one thing, and then you can initialize this using similar way, but it will be helpful in suppose this is int s1 So in the previous lecture, if you remember that, I have told you that int s1, int s2, int s3, int s4. I have also given you the animated representation there. So all will created in different blocks of a memory in a RAM chip. So instead of doing this, we are storing the similar kind of value in different variables. So it will be more easy and convenient to declare all the variables continuously. So it will be help to you to assign all the value. You have access those value. Random access is possible now. You can all get the S3 value easily. Here you have to select this one, but by using arrays you can get it easily. Okay, I will show you that. Oh, no, don't worry. So could you do better? So how can you do that? Suppose instead of declare 5 variable, let me declare just one variable here, marks, suppose. And let me give you, this is the syntax of array, remember this also. So let me just declare 5 continuous value. So what will this statement do? Int marks 5, it will actually declare 5 more continuous value. Each of them will be 2 byte according to your system. Suppose my system work for 2 byte, so two blocks, 2 bytes of block will combined and become one int block, and there could be 5 different int block of that type. Okay, so hope you are getting it. So how we can initialize it now? So for initialization, just give the index of it. Okay, so I will show you that it will be more easy. Okay, don't worry about it. So now I will do it. It will become more easy when I will use loops concept here also. Okay, don't worry about it. So here you can see that how I am initializing its index of array. So this is something in array, something called indexing. Why? Because you declared some continuous block here. Okay, so let me explain you in the PowerPoint slide itself. Okay, so just hold on for some minute, please. So whatever it is, this is actually 3, and you notice that I start it from 0 index, so it ended at 4 only. So 4, so all the value are stored. So you can, if you run this program, and still it will give the same value. Okay, so let me show you that. Okay, I forgot to erase those marks. So instead of doing this, let me do it in a loop way. Okay, also I can do, if you're reading it, I can do it in this way also. So s1 0, so like this, and then this again, or you can do this using loop. Okay, so let me show you that, it will be more easier. Okay, so let's take a variable I. So for I equal to 0, okay, I less than what, 5 less than 5, so it will run up to 0 to 4. So all the value will for I of 0 this will access, I of 1, I of 2 this will accept, for I of 3 this will accept, and so on. Okay, hope you are getting it. And now increment I, okay, gradually. So how are you gonna do it? So we'll just add the sum value, sum equal to what, marks of each variable. Okay, so hope you're getting it. Marks of what? Marks of I, means I may depend different variable used here. Okay, hope you're getting it. For I equal to 0, so I equal to 0, this part will access. For I equal to 1, this part will access, and each part will add it up, and the final sum is calculated. So after that, the sum value will become the sum of these 5 numbers. Okay, hope you're getting it. And now calculate average here. Okay, so just not forget it. So let's me do it. Hope there is no error. Okay, so you can see the same output is we are getting it. So this is the advantage of array. Our code become easy and easy. So earlier we use sum equal to s1 plus s2 plus, if there are 10 subject, then you have to calculate up to 10, or 100 equal to 100. So with the use of arrays with and with and loops, we can see it, we can turn this summation part in one line itself. So this is the advantage of array. Okay, you will find more advantage as I will show you more codes on subsequent lectures. Okay, so for now let's now hop over to a PowerPoint slide. Okay, so save it. Okay, it's already saved. So let me just hop over to a PowerPoint slide now. So now I'm on my PowerPoint slide. Let us see array in C language. Okay, so first of all, let me discuss with you how we declared array. So you have already seen in my coding example how I declared array. So you already seen in the coding example that how I declared array. It's just simple as declaring some variable, just use of square bracket. Okay, which you didn't do in the regular variable. Okay, so okay, I hope you remember this part. I've declared it. I taken that part from the code. So actual declaration is syntax way. is you can say that this is the way. Okay, so data type, we first declare the data type. So type data type. Okay, so first of all we declare the data type of array. Okay, data type, then we declare some array name. So array name you can take anything, it's just follow the same rule as the variable name. Just be sure you declare the array name according to your code. Okay, so it is essential. So it is very coder way, so you can do or you don't, it doesn't matter. But it's best thing is to declare, so that in later in the future reference, if you just came across, you didn't get confused by what the hell is this I have written here. Okay, so if you're getting, and then there's square bracket bracket. Here we mentioned the sides. Okay, so we must mention the side, we cannot leave this part blank. Okay, hope you remember this part. In this case on declaration part, you cannot never, in C programming you can never leave this part blank. Okay, never leave this part as blank. Okay, not allowed. So now moving on. So now we will say the initialization of array. Okay, so initialization of array. So how we going to initialize is, if you remember that part, that the code I've shown you there also, that we just declared in this way. So first of all, use the array name and use the index without use of loop. I will show you that if you dynamically want to store the value, you may take the help of loop. Okay, so here you can see that variable declared. Okay, so how the space is allocated there, actually a continuous block of memory will created. Okay, something like that, 5 block will created. Okay, just I'm giving a rough idea. 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so each one will have some index. Okay, 0 1 2. It is user friendly way to write the index. Okay, in programming indexes are used here. So each variable will store the number according to this stored and this value stored. So initially the 5 block of continuous block will be allocated. So how it is continuous, if suppose we want to when we will go into the pointers, we will learn this point. Okay, because actually it is 2 byte. Okay, if you remember that part, because integer we are using the int variable, int data type here. Okay, int data type, so that's why it will contain actually a 2 part. You might be seeing that one block, you do not get confused in this. Okay, it is just a user representation. Actually 2 byte it considered at 1 bit, 1 byte single block, and where which our data is stored in 8 16-bit binary. Okay, hope you're getting it. Why? Because we have considered that in data type is 2 byte in my system. Okay, you can take it as 4 byte according to system, don't worry about it, it's not a big deal. Okay, so 2 byte, so 2 byte we take there. So what will suppose the base address means the address from which the array and we started to allocate the blocks of array. So base address is actually, it is in hexadecimal form. Just for convenience I am writing in our own way. Okay, base it on decimal form. Actually it is represented in hexadecimal form. Okay, when I will get, if I get the time to make lectures on digital electronics or number system, I will show you there. Okay, so what will the base address here? So it will suppose it 100. So it is actually a 2 byte. So 100 plus 1 byte is 101 byte here. So we will not store this 101, we directly get into 102. Why? Because int take 2 bytes. So this will be 210 base index 1 have address of 102, index 2 have index of address of 104, and similar manner. Okay, and 105 106 sorry, third, and 108. So how it is calculated actually? So array of of any block you can calculate using the formula. I will also show you this in when I will discuss the addressing mode of array in the next lecture. I will show you more detail on this. So just for remember this thing, how we going to calculate the, suppose we want to calculate the address of this index number 4. So how we going to do it? So first of all we are taking the base address here. I'm just driving a formula, and in the base address, first of all base address will there, and what is the size of this block. Okay, so what is the size according to which the array will move. So suppose the size is 1 2 3 4 5. So size is actually is 5. So it's so how are we going to calculate it? So first of all we'll just take the indices. Suppose the index. So suppose the index number begin with 0. So what does this mean? So what the, if index begin with 0, so this is only 4. So what does this mean? That means that before this block, before this block we have to calculate the address of this block. So I'm considering this block. Okay, don't get confused. So before this block, 4 blocks are already followed. Okay, after four block, this is fifth number block. Okay, so this is the that's why array, our C programming use indexing from digit. It's just easy to calculate the addressing. Okay, so that's why. So before if it's begin from 1, then we just subtract it 1. Okay, I minus 1. So suppose index is I. Okay, suppose I'm taking the index is I for generic view. So what we'll do, you will just take this I. Okay, index number, whomever we want to calculate, and just multiply with size of the data type. Okay, size of now you can if you don't know the size of data type, you can just use your size of function and pass the data type. Suppose we want to pass the data type of int here. Okay, so this is the general formula of address of any block. Okay, so let me calculate it for you. So what will be the base address here given? Base address is actually 100 and I value is 4, to put it 4 here, and the size of int is I am taking 2 bytes. So 2 it plus 4 into 2, so what will it give? It will equal to 108, which is the addressing of the given block. Actually I was about to discuss in the next lecture, but I just give you some brief review so that it will be easier for me to explain in the next lecture. So okay, as I said in earlier that just put something in your mind, if you just break the ice, and it will be helpful in upcoming times. Okay, so now moving on. So now you can see here the five blocks are created. Okay, so each block all the number will be assigned. So first block will number 30, second block will 40. So remember this is not 1 byte. Okay, this is actually 2 byte because we are using int data type here. Okay, so there 60, there 70, and there comes the index numbers. Okay, so hope it is clear to you. Now moving on, let us see the next slides. So next one is declaration with initialization. So let me just show you the code. So if you remember this code, I have declared and I have initialized here. I can do this in the same line also. Okay, so let me show you that. Okay, so let just erase this. Okay, and declared it here and marks, and here in this get it is redundant to use the size of the array here, because we are already declared, we are already initializing itself here, so no need to declare it. Okay, so if you initialize with 4 will be NS size become 4, and if you initialize it with 5 numbers, the array size become 5. Okay, hope you are getting it. So let me just initialize this 30, 40, or let us take this number 80, 90, 75, 95, 85. Okay, hope it is clear to you. So now we no need of this. So here you can see here some more line are redundant here. Okay, so now our code become more readable here. Okay, so let me just run it. Hope there is no error. Okay, I forgot to use the semicolon, so just do it. So here you can get the same answer, means it is also allowed here. Okay, so hope it is clear to you now. So now let me show you that points here now. Okay, hope it is clear to you now. So it is more easier to explain it through example, because at last why you don't have to do anything with the theory will helpful in understanding the concept, but your application is important everywhere. Okay, so remember this. So let me just show you. Okay, so this is the way we initialize it. So this part is redundant also, you can see here in the next line I have shown it. So this is redundant. Okay, so now moving on, let me show you some more illustration of arrays now. So now this is our block, memory block here, understand it. And now I have shown you this on all using drawing also, that the all 2 byte will consider that single byte. Okay, consider that 1 byte because we are using integer part here. Okay, this will be 1 block and this will be 1 block, and like this. Okay, so on. Okay. And it will have addressing, what is this block of address 100, this block is 101, but we will consider the first address of the blocks always. Okay, so this will also similarly 202, this will be recognizable. We don't have to do anything with the second part. Okay, it will be more clear when I will declare the data structure more. Okay, so let me show you now the animated part. Okay, so all the two block will consider. Okay, and number will be stored. Okay, hope it is clear to you now. Okay. So that's the concept of array here. Okay, hope the basics are clear to you. Also, I have given you some coding example here. So this is the part of array here, just introduction part, some of the basics. I hope the code is clear to you. In the next lecture, I will discuss with you, so addressing mode of array, which is very important thing. Okay, you must remember this. You must understand that thing to understand the pointer concept. Okay. So thanks for watching. See you soon.